Happy National Forget Your Goals or Give Up on Your Goals Day. Hello, Facebook. How is everyone doing today? All right. So today I was listening to the radio and it was the Bull. It's a local radio station in Houston. I'm streaming a couple different places. So I had to clarify that it's in the Houston area in case you're not in the Houston area. Speaking of which, when you hop on, say hello and let me know where you're chiming in from. So I'm listening to the radio station and they talk about how today, January 15th, is the National Forget Your Goals Day. And I was like, not for my ladies that attended the Alliance Businesswoman Circle because they are just revved up right now, ready to go on their goals. They're like ready to take action. So for those of you that did not attend and you're on that cusp of like, now that things are starting to settle in, I don't really know what I'm going to do for my goals, or I'm starting to like really lose touch of my goals. This is the segment for you because I'm going to be covering some of the things that you could do to build more momentum again. So going back to that segment, before I turned it off, they were talking about like how people are giving up on their goals right now. This is like the national give up on your goals. Like they even surveyed people, and in that survey, people or 2 out of 3 people said that they have never achieved their goals because they've given up too soon. One of the things they mentioned was that people are probably like settling into the year and realizing, oh my gosh, I spent way too much money during the holidays and they're not thinking about their goals. And I'm glad that they brought that up because when we are under financial stress, what ends up happening is that the gray matter in our prefrontal cortex ends up being reduced. And that is responsible for logic and reasoning. So basically, what is happening is that when we're under this financial stress coming out of the holidays, we can't think straight. And if we can't think straight, we're going to be going off on emotions. Have you ever heard about when people say when emotions are high, intelligence is low? Well, that is what can happen for people that did not properly plan right, or maybe that they did, but now the reality is setting in and they're freaking out about their goals. So please say hello as you hop on. I see people hopping on and off. Hello. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about how we can turn some uncertainty into action when it comes to your goals. While you're watching, I want to know in the comments. Yes, I'm actually live for some people that know that sometimes I pre-record this and then stream live later. I am live, so I can see your comments when you say hello. Um, Let me know what your big goal is for 2024. Most people are not talking about goals anymore. It's starting to die down, but I want to be able to keep talking about them because having this in your awareness is going to be a reminder for you to take action on your goals. It's going to be a reminder of like all the things that you told yourself you wanted to happen in the new year. I want to be that person that's holding you accountable. So let me know in the comments what your goal is for 2024. Now, when I think about goal setting and taking action towards our goals, the biggest thing, and I witnessed this at the event, at the Alliance Businesswoman Circle, I witnessed a couple of things. I witness our fear in projecting out or declaring exactly what we want to happen because we're afraid of disappointment. And let me tell you right there, if you don't clearly state what you want, you're going to be disappointed anyway. You might as well go ahead and declare what you want with conviction, with certainty, and with clarity. Which brings me to the next part. We can be uncertain what we want to be able to happen in our business and in our lives. So, because we're unclear, we don't put anything out there. One of the ladies that attended, and she's attended one of my human design workshops, one of her gates in her human design chart is the gate confusion. Now, when she heard that, you could see the disappointment in her eyes that, oh, I don't want that. That sounds negative. But when you have uncertainty and when you have confusion, that actually can be a great thing as long as you don't sit in that confusion, as long as you don't sit in that uncertainty. You get to be very, very curious about if I'm uncertain on how to make this work, what are the tools and resources that can help me get more clear? But as long as you're saying, oh, I don't know, I'm confused, and you give up there, then of course you're not going to reach your goal. So allowing that uncertainty to help you get more clear is how you're going to use that as a stepping stone to your goals. So speaking of steps, stepping stones, the next part would be that you want to make sure that you're breaking everything into smaller steps. You don't want to take a big chunk out of it and then choke on it, right? You want to pace yourself and allow yourself to ease into your goals. Because when it becomes too scary, it becomes overwhelming and becomes too much, that's when we give up. So mapping your goals out and making it like breadcrumbs is like what I like to call it. Putting breadcrumbs of like, I know that this is the breadcrumb that's going to be in front of this breadcrumb that's going to be in front of this breadcrumb, and going towards those goals and filling up on those breadcrumbs, right? So this brings me to something that we did inside the event. I'm going to give you a little portion of it because I know that there's a lot of people that want more clarity in their business. Some people are either pivoting or, they were reflecting on what happened in 2023, what happened in the past year, that they don't know what they can do with that information. They don't know, like, okay, now this is, I'm looking at this. They want to use that feedback as a sign they're failing, or, they're not meant for something, when in fact they can use that feedback as a way to set up for their next year. Hi there, someone is on. Hello, how are you? I cannot see your name, but I just want to let you know I acknowledge that your message is there, and you're welcome for talking about this subject. So, when I think about the uncertainty and the lack of clarity, it begins with not understanding the foundation of your business. I want to share a little graphic that I created for you guys, and this is something that we touched on in the event, but I think this visual is going to be very, very helpful so that you can gain some clarity for yourself. Here we go. How can I make this bigger for you? All right, let's look at this baby here. Okay, one goal, one focus, the domino effect strategy. So, when we are unclear of step number one, which is our business values, then we don't know how to create our goals strategy. And sometimes we don't even know what our goals should be, or we don't even know what kind of goals we are wanting. We're like, I don't even know. I just know I want this and I want that. But it's actually not that like that. People don't say it that way. All they know is what they don't want, right? And so because they don't know what they don't want, they get more of what they don't want. It's kind of like whenever you're hungry, you're starving, you're hangry, you and your spouse are going out to eat, and you're like, okay, we're headed out to eat. And you're like, what do you want to eat? And you're like, do you want pizza? Nah, I don't want that. Do you want this? And you're like so frustrated because you're asking them all the things that they want, but all they know is what they don't want, right? They only can think of what they don't want instead of saying, you know what? I want to go eat Chinese, right? So that's how it is when it comes to our goal setting, is that we all know what we don't want instead of what we really do want. So we have to go to the core, and that is your business values. Once you know your business values, then you're going to know how to spend your day. It is very important that you understand the tactics that are required to be able to reach your goal. Because when you know these things and you know that step by step, think of the tactics as the breadcrumbs. When you know those things, it is easier to step on those stones. It's easier to pick up that breadcrumb so that you can achieve your goals, right? So now that you know how you want to be able to spend your day. So for instance, I want to be able to spend my days, and this is kind of like a way I restricted myself. I want to be able to spend my work days from 9 to 2, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, working on it in my business, because that is when Oliver's at school. So if that is how I want to spend my days, because my business values inform that, meaning my business values are being efficient, being intentional, having ease and flow. So, therefore, I'm going to only do the things that support those business values. And because I'm a business coach, I'm only going to be talking about those things for my clients and helping them achieve that too. What I've noticed is that when we can get behind our business values and really embody them, then we can help our clients achieve the same thing, and we just show up more confidently about it because we know it, we live it, we eat, sleep, and breathe it, right? Then, if I know that I only want to spend about 15 hours per week while my son is at school and Allie's at school too, because she's at school during those times, then I get to figure out, well, what offers are going to be able to support that? What offers are going to support the lifestyle I want to be able to have? It is likely not going to be my $9 Facebook group growth, my lead generation Facebook group program, right? Because then $9, I would have to sell so many to be able to support the lifestyle I want. So that way I can be able to put Oliver in the school. So I can, do you see how all of that is like a domino effect and how it all affects each other? So I get to be thinking about those things. And so do you. So if you're, let's say, you're a realtor, most likely you're going to be thinking about the big fish, right? The bigger homes that you can sell. You're probably not going to be chasing around the rental income. You're going to be going all in to become the expert in maybe luxury homes, right? Because then you're going to likely spend time around the people. They're going to be able to afford the luxury homes. You're going to be doing the activities that involve you selling that home. So this can work for any type of business. Now, I just want you to replace the word offer for either your product or service, or just get really specific because you know what you sell. So it's whatever it is that you sell. So once you know the offer you're going to sell and who you're going to sell it to, then you get to think about the ways you're going to sell the offer. And that comes in the form of where you're selling it, meaning what what soapbox are you going to get on? Is that going to be the Facebook platform? Is that going to be Instagram? And then your marketing message. What does your ideal client need to know so they can buy from you? Now, there is a lot of nuances to that. So there's more in-depth things that you would need to know for the marketing message, which you're always invited to join me for the Profitable CEO Accelerator, where we go through messaging. We get really, really clear on our person and how to efficiently sell to that person. Now, once you're selling and once you have your marketing message, it's time to use that as feedback so you can optimize. It's kind of like what I mentioned before. It's like when we reflect on the past year, we're not going to just throw away that information or, chalk it up to like, oh, this didn't work. It's failed. And I'm going to throw that away. I'm not going to do that again. We get to look at it and like, okay, how can I improve this? What can I keep from this? What needs to be tweaked and what will serve me? Because when you go back to the other part, it's not how I want to spend my day. And it's not in alignment of the things that I want to sell. And that is how you create a cycle of you scaling your business. And scaling could mean that you're setting up your network or you get more referrals. Scaling can mean that you're using the marketing assets you have to not have to recreate them, but just use them over and over again and repurpose them. That could be so many different things. So breaking your things down into smaller steps requires that you're very, very clear on those business values. There is something else that I wanted to share, and this is going to be a little bit, stay tuned also because I'm going to share who won the 45-minute strategy call with me. Okay. This is why I love knowing your business values, because then it creates your content for you. So if you were at the Aligned Businesswoman Circle, you received this baby right here, which is available for sale right now on Amazon. So if you did not get it, Everything in this 7 steps is going to help you build a profitable business, and one that doesn't feel like you are gonna lead to burnout, you're overcommitting yourself. This is going to make your business so efficient and streamlined so that you can repeat that scaling process. Now, in this workbook, you're going to understand what these things mean. And I'll go through them really quickly with you. But once you're clear on your business values, you're going to be clear on your unique business approach. So that could be your unique value proposition, however you want to put it. Whatever is different about the way you do business, that is going to set you apart. And then your ideal client profile, who it is that you're going to sell to. If you're selling those luxurious homes, then most likely people that aren't looking for that type of home or cannot afford that type of home is not going to be the person that you're going to be speaking to. So your language is going to be different. And then the O part is your offer, right? Because you want to be able to tie that in, be like, okay, this is the call to action. This is my offer. And then lastly is the transformation. So the experience that your ideal client can to go through, because you want to be able to paint the picture, right? So when you put all of these things together, it is essentially going to create your core pillars. The core pillars meaning the things that you're going to be speaking about in your marketing message. But do you see how none of that is possible without knowing the start, which is the business values, without knowing the rest of that formula? So, knowing these things is going to provide you with clarity. And when you're crystal clear on these things, it's like your strategy, your tactics towards your goals is a no brainer. It actually helps you feel more confident. And when you're more confident, you become more of an expert and authority, and people trust you. They trust you, they begin to know, like you. And when you create this content that's around this, your niche, your the way you do business, then people want to share more of you. You become that expert that people want to share, want to invite people to work with you, refer people to you, all different things. So use this as your stepping stone to mapping out your goals, to getting clarity, and then keeping this at the forefront so that you can be able to make sure that you're on target with these things, that you are remembering, like, wait a minute, I already had a plan. I am clear. I am certain. And as long as I take step A, step B, step C, then I got this, right? All right, so that is all I have for you today. I wanted to bring that in. I think, oh, actually, let me cover something really quickly, and I need to do that. I always forget about the drawing. A couple of people asked me these questions. I want to cover them really quickly, and I want to be able to do this on Mondays around lunchtime, where you can come in and you can chat with me. I'll answer your questions when it comes to business mindset, manifestation, all the things to be able to help you grow your business efficiently. That is one of my business values. Like, I want to be efficient. I don't want to waste time. I don't want to waste time because that the hours that I have to work are the hours that, obviously that I want to be able to do all my things at that point so that way I can spend time with my kids. So, with that being said, I want to be able to help you with these different things. And I'm going to put inside the Aligned Business Woman Facebook group a link for you to be able to drop your questions. I am going live in multiple places, but going forward, I will not be going live on my personal profile. It'll be only in my closed communities. So when you submit your question, you'll have to go into the Facebook group so that you could be able to get those answers. But I did have some questions be submitted to me. And if you want to go drop in any questions right now in the chat, I'll go ahead and answer some of your questions again, as it pertains to your goals, staying focused, productivity, profitability, manifestation, all the things about business and mindset. So something that people were asking, like, how can I how can I be as efficient as possible so that I am working, a 5-hour, 15-hour work week? And my answer to that is that you get very clear on those business values. I cannot stress it enough, because when you are clear on your values and how you want to live your life, then your life controls your business instead of the other way around. So often, as business owners who are women that are moms and wives and all the roles that we play and caregivers, we end up allowing our business to run us instead of the other way around. But when we're clear on the direction we want our business to go and we're clear on our values, we get to set priorities and boundaries so that if you're saying, I only want to work 15 hours per week to grow my business, then all the things that don't align with that are going to be cut out. You're going to set a boundary with that. So for people that are like, how do I be more productive? Well, it's by getting very, very clear on how you want to spend your day. And it's getting very, very clear on what aligns with that and where you need to cut things out that don't serve you. So that is one thing. Let's see here. What was another question? Someone, hold on, let me go back to this really quickly. I promise I'm going to do the giveaway. So we did a giveaway for those that shared about the Aligned Businesswoman Circle. If they tagged me, I try to get as many people as possible because some people tagged the wrong account. So screenshot it to me like right now. If you did not tag me, or if you shared about it, but you didn't, for some reason you tagged the wrong account or you forgot to tag me, because if not, I didn't see it and your name can't be on there. Okay, so let's go back to this really quickly. What were some of the things here? I really love answering questions because that's how I get to serve you. So if you are like, I really want to join the accelerator, but money's tight right now after the holidays, then this is kind of the best way where you can get me to answer a couple of your questions. Okay, here we go. How do I organize my day to maximize productivity? So a lot of these things are about organizing the day. I'm going to be really honest with you. I did this brilliant Google Doc, which I extracted all of those questions and I put them inside the 7 steps to creating a profitable business, that workbook that you can get on Amazon. I'm going to go ahead and share it right here so you know which one it is. So this is the one you can get on Amazon. The way I make sure that I'm productive and that my messaging is cohesive and that I'm only doing things that align with my, where I want to go, is that I answered all the questions inside that workbook. It is in a Google Doc. Anytime I get stuck or anytime I need some brainstorming ideas or, content ideas or anything that having to do with my business, I literally have that document and I upload it to Chat GPT and I say, this is the thing that I want to talk about this month, or this is the thing I want to sell this month. Knowing my business values, knowing who my ideal client is, knowing my business approach and my offers, what are some things that I could talk about where I can sell this offer? So having that as a resource not only cuts down on time where I'm trying to figure out all the things, but you should have got the workbook, Karina, at the event. If not, I'll drop the link to the Amazon workbook. So all of that, like, I get to not only save a ton of time, like trying to think of like, oh my gosh, should I talk about this? Should I talk about that? But it keeps me so organized because as a generator with gate 11s who has a lot of ideas, I can spin off to so many different things. And then it's like watered down or doesn't even make sense to where my business is going. Right. So that is what I recommend, to be able to have a universal Google Doc. And you want me to show you mine? I'll totally show you mine. Mine is, I believe it's a freaking amazing. Where I just know who my person is. Like I have this clarity on there. And that right there gives me so much more confidence. And people are like, oh, okay, this makes sense because she's talking about the same thing over and over again, but she's talking about it in different ways. So let me see if I can do, oh, here we go. So here we go. Literally, this is broken down to like my business values. I want to create a spacious calendar to reduce mental stress. Like that is important for me. So if it's important for me, then it's going to be important that I teach my clients these things, right? What makes me unique, what I stand for, all these things. And I even put like, if you're using human design, like this right here is going to help you stay organized in your content so that you're never thinking like, what am I going to post? It is all right there. It is all right there. It probably took me maybe a day, an afternoon to do that because I was very intentional and I got into a meditative state and I was like, okay, let me really think, how can I connect with my ideal client? Because it's all about connecting with your ideal client to make them feel heard and seen. And that is what builds the trust. So I will make sure that you guys can get access to that workbook. Again, you can order it on Amazon. And this is what it looks like right there. It's a black one right there. That's what it looks like. Let's see if we can make it bigger. There we go. All right. So, what other questions is there? Setting boundaries. I love that. Yeah. So, again, there to me, if you want to have a 5-hour work week, I'm not quite sure who this one is. Let me see here. It says managing housework. It's just managing. I'm not quite sure what that means, but this is managing housework. It might be one thing. There's a comma there. Being a third year student, having a job, and working on business. So it sounds like this person has a lot of things going on for them. And so what I would recommend is getting very, very clear. Like, if I'm going to school for this and this is the type of business I want to be able to have, well, this is a time to set up the foundations for that right now, right? And getting very clear and just imagining what you want your life to look like. If you want your life to look like that, then, in a year from now or however, what needs to be done right now so that you're working towards that is how I'd answer that one. All right. Looks like this person wants to learn how to use Instagram and start a blog. See here. There's a lot of things that is in their interest. So they're saying that they want to be able to maximize working from home, organize their productivity, do some budgeting and saving on work expenses, and then they want to be able to grow. I'm assuming because they want to be able to hire an assistant and delegate to an assistant. So what I would do again is start with his business values. There is a free workbook or a free, I guess you can say a workbook that I give. If you go to vanessaannmiller.com/CEO-day, it will help you do a business audit to show you what you're doing that may not be in alignment with where you want to go, and then how to channel your higher self or your next level self and really get some wisdom from her of like how to proceed and then how to structure your day. So I would definitely go and look at that workbook. It's a free workbook that has helped me. And in fact, that workbook has helped me it was like 9 months into me using the structure that I share in that workbook that I was able to grow my business by 3,000%. So that is a very great resource for you to be able to use. All right. That is all I have for the questions. Now, unless other questions come up, I will answer those questions. But I did a couple of things before the event, before the Aligned Business Woman Circle event. And I said that all the participants, whoever signed up, I said that I'm going to be raffling off a 45-minute business strategy call with me if they filled in a survey. And because I'm generous, I'm going to go ahead and give the 2 people, because I guess some people missed the email, that submitted their survey. So Noelle Warner, you got your 45-minute strategy call with me. Congratulations. And then so did Crystal Marsh. You guys won that. Then the other thing that we did is whoever shared about the event is also going to win a 45-minute strategy call with me. So are you ready to see who wins that? Let's spin the wheel. Whoop, whoop. Kristen. Okay. And I'm going to say, because Christian is going to be continuing on to the accelerator, I'm going to go ahead and do one more. So let me tell you a little bit about the accelerator. So the Profitable CEO Accelerator, I like to think of it as kind of like a entrepreneurship 101, but we're not going so far back to the basics because everyone that joins is an established business owner. We're just getting very clear and polishing up your current strategy so that you can thrive and scale. So Christian is going to be joining us in February. We have a new round of entrepreneurs coming in. So if you would like to join and be part of the Profitable CEO Accelerator, let me see, can I post in here? Then I want you to join us. I'm dropping the link in there. This is probably the best program. Perfect. This is probably the best program, the most affordable, hands-on, like high touch program, group coaching that you can get for your business, as well as mindset, because we do talk a lot about mindset and some of the things that come in our way of achieving our goals. So if you join now, you actually get to get ahead of time. So you'll get your 90-day 90-minute strategy call with me. We'll get it out of the way in January so that you can join the new round in February. So let's see here. Going back to the wheel of names. All right, here we go. One more. And I want to tell you, that has been one of the best. Did she get another? That's fine. She's getting two with me. I love that. All right. So Noelle, you get two. Crystal, you get one. And of course, Christian is going to get another one. Man, I just love the accelerator. And the reason why I love the accelerator is because everyone that has come to work with me in the capacity of the accelerator and all the things that we teach. So I, again, like to do strategy, but I also like to see, like, where is your headspace in when you're taking action on this strategy? What are some of the things that you're telling yourself that we can improve so that you can get to your goals a lot faster? Every single person that has come to work with me, I think the minimum of growth that's happened is 2.5 times their income, their sales, right? Most is about 5 times. I've had people that are, that come with me, that they do a little bit one-on-one with me, and then they go into the accelerator where they're 500 times their income. One person specifically, we were able to grow a certain part of their business, and that alone was able to get them to 6 figures. That didn't even include their core business. So that is for the woman who's like, I'm ready to get the results from my business. I'm ready to cut things out that don't serve me, and I want the fast lane to reach my goals because I have some lofty goals to be able to hit. The accelerator is for you. All right, that is all I have for you today, and I'll catch you next week. And make sure you submit your questions on what I can answer for you when it comes to business, mindset, manifestation, and goals. All right.